of you and your staff. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a conference of this kind is an invaluable framework for parliamentarians to discuss on how better we can serve our people and our continent to a large extent. Also, beyond the set items on the agenda, it is an opportunity to interact informally and exchange on best practices among ourselves. As we are gathering here for this conference, I wish to appreciate the good job done by the Executive Committee on Monday and Tuesday. I also commend the APU for the theme chosen, leading to a wide and comprehensive debate concerning the democratic governance in Africa as a necessity to political, economical, and social development, as well as the role of parliamentarians in the implementation of the strategies of poverty reduction. We will also make a review of the recommendation taken by the Executive Committee, if it may, the Committee of Women Parliamentarians, and of course, the implementation as well. Let us equally take a closer look to our organization challenges and agree on the way and means to address them so that it is the APU can be as effective as we wish. Rwanda will take this great opportunity to share with you. It is humble experience within our brothers and sisters from Africa, but mostly Rwanda will also learn from you. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, in the aftermath of the genocide against Tutsis in '94, Rwanda's new leadership had inherited a country with enormous challenges, including the resettlement of internal and externally displaced Rwandans, the reconstruction of the infrastructure, the re-establishment of institutions, and most critically, delivering a justice and reconciliation in a context whereby survivors, genocide suspects, returnees, etc., had to live together and plan for the common future of the nation. Everything was to start from scratch, to say the least. In this context of limited alternatives, Rwanda and its people opted for homegrown initiatives, drawing from our cultural values in order to hear a completely turn-apart society. In this respect, new structures and mechanisms were designed. As I said, some of them were borrowed from other countries where they have been successful, others completely new. Some major principles guided the Rwandan post-genocide choices: that of power sharing, which is by constitution, constitute the fundament for overall management of the country. It allowed indistinctively all Rwandans with no winners or losers, as it would have been assumed, to be involved in the country reconstruction. This was one of the homegrown unique initiatives to our unique problems. We understood that the leadership roles is to create a conducive environment whereby individuals can fully be part of the country governance and the development process. Here, I would want to point out the fatalistic attitude of some of our compatriots, or to a large extent, to some Africans, who are convinced that poverty, ignorance, and other bad things cannot be overcome since it was the way, since is the way it has always been, or believed that probably that is they deserve nothing more. They never question themselves, instead constantly attribute the effect to other fault. Your Excellency, speakers of Parliament present here, ladies and gentlemen, once the prerequisites are in place, good governance checks and balance institutions were put in place to ensure the government accountability and transparency. As in illustration, the Office of the Ombudsman, the Office of the Auditor General, the Rwanda Public Procurement Agency, and others were created to fight against corruption, injustice, and other malpractices. We strongly believe that good governance and poverty reduction are two closely related concepts. Thus, special programs designed for poverty reduction, once again inspired by our cultural values, were created. Those programs and policies covered health, education, women, youth, and various vulnerable groups. And in this long process toward good governance, the Parliament played a significant role through its mission of legislating and overseeing the executive. Given where we come from, we have good reason to appreciate positive results that Rwanda has registered from the genocide until today in terms of good governance and poverty reduction. However, challenges are still many. Last year, about 45% of Rwandans were still below the poverty line. Our country, Rwanda, is located in a geographic region whereby conflict constitutes a setback to the development and other problems which are most of the time shared by almost all African countries. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I would not end my remarks without underlining that without a strong and committed leadership that has a clear and shared vision, chance to reach good governance are nil. There is a say that if you don't know where you are going, any way can take you there. I am very optimistic that together as Africans, we can rationally use the resources that we have to transform our continent for the better of today and the better of tomorrow. We know what to do, and we know how to do it. Then why should our continent lag behind over and over? I call then upon all APU members to use this opportunity and other parliamentary platforms that are open for us to support each other and speak in one voice for a better world for future generations, instead of using our resources and energy destroying each other. Allow me once again to conclude my remarks by thanking all of you who are present in this opening ceremony, thanking the APU and the whole team who have been in the organization of this meeting since some time back, and I wish you fruitful deliberation. And it is now my duty and honor to declare the 35th Conference of Speakers of African Parliamentary Union officially open, and I thank you so much for your attention.
وما قلنا أنها أسمى قيمة ينبغي الحفاظ عليها معارك سامية المعاني والقيم في سبيل كنا من ترجمة هذه المعاني في إقامة الحكم. أيضا لابد سيد الرئيس.
That is Zimbabwe specific. In Zimbabwe, we say Parliament, going with budget, national budget, is crafted by the ministers. The portfolio committee in November, when the budget is presented by the Treasury, Parliament would have done justice in terms of process. We strongly believe and advocate that it is within the process that the budget, what is called Constituency Development Fund. In the start in 2010, banking account is open. It is managed by a committee, that is the community will be represented. That approach is called indexing the $50,000 this year. Members of the community will say poverty. Although in a small dose, it is a good step. At the end of the day from it, it's net. It has to part with 10%. That goes to that community development fund, which the traditional leaders, the MPs and the other leaders within the government structure and the communities will see to see. It is a policy that we strongly believe, and Parliament is supporting that. It will allow.
Time was to place human beings at the center of the economic development. In education, maybe one would start from the fact that you had had.
And on health, as far as you're concerned, with an education, actually we have achieved MDG 2, that's on education, hope to raise it to more than 95%. That's as far as combating poverty, using education and health. We're among the 4, which include Ghana,